for making this platform where we can share this information with everybody. Now, I hope it stays up because I'm ready to break it down about how North America is not Morocco. Y'all can join us on UNARepublic on YouTube. You can join us also on Zoom. We've got Princess. Are you there? We got Princess on Zoom with us. Mute. Can you mute for me? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to be on the Zoom and you have some questions, you have some comments, I want you to feel free. We're going to send you the Zoom link so that you will be able to get it. And come on and let's have a discussion because I'm ready to put the facts out about this game you are not understanding. And then you can see for yourself this thing.
All right. Hey, world. Greetings. And thank you all for joining the Space of Time and Space of Mind. We are on Facebook and on YouTube, and we're also in the Zoom room. We are discussing the truth that North America is not Morocco. Not for you to believe. Attention. Get your pens and your notebooks out and pay attention.
Thank you, Princess. All right. Thank you, Princess. This is what we want you to do. Like and love and share and love and like. Because I'm ready to break this down now. If y'all share this with some people, because people need to get this. Morocco, North America is not Morocco. And let's make it clear. All right. North America is Morocco. Let me make this clear about what was said. Let's go back if I can find it. Basically, they posted a book. And I'm trying to find the actual name of it right now. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And it didn't come out in 1788. 1788. Why is this number such a big deal, Diva? Well, because you got to understand, whenever you're doing any kind of research on Morocco in the Americas, you won't find nothing about Morocco in the Americas until after 1770 or 1786, because of the simple fact that when Britain was in this land, Morocco didn't dare enter it and be talking about seizing nothing and owning nothing. So y'all need to understand what's going on. I'm ready to break this down. By the name of Present State of Empire of Morocco, that was written 1788 by Louis de Chenier, Chenier, Chenier. Again, 1788. I need y'all, let's go back. We're going to go back. We need to hear all y'all be coming on my page. Oh, you know, people need to know this. Melanated folks need to. Now y'all say black. Some of y'all say black people. Well, then like and share because they need to know this. We're going to go back to Christopher Columbus days, 1492. 1492. Yeah, we know this is supposedly Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Okay. But what they're not telling you with respect to Morocco, and in this book, clearly it had to have left this out. In 1492, the Sultan of Morocco, Boabdil, y'all go look it up, Boabdil, was defeated in Spain in 1492, January of 1492. He was defeated in Spain by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. When he was defeated, he seceded all of his territories, meaning he gave up all of his territories to Spain. This Sultan of Morocco, when defeated in Spain in 1490 of Spain, this is 1492. Then this is when Christopher Columbus comes into play and supposedly finds what we now know as North America and whatever else he claimed. The Americas is what he supposedly is said to have found. Well, here's the deal. The king, the Sultan of Morocco had turned over all the character, either was a convert from Islam or Judaism. Some people say he was from Islamic faith, and then some people, which is a Jew. When we talk about Jews and we talk about Muslims, they all come from that original tribe where everybody went from the Old Testament, and this is a convert. And Islam was a convert from the tribe of Israel. All right. And Judah, they came from the tribe called Judah, and it was shortened to Jew. That's who they were. So this guy, Columbus, converted from either Islam or Judaism because he didn't want to get kicked out of Spain. So now he's become trying to get it out your mind, because right now some of y'all saying Albion's in your head. Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand was melanated folks. Columbus, if he came from Judah or Islam or whatever Muslim, well, he was dark skinned. So we're gonna get out of this notion of thinking these was Albion. No, they wasn't. At this time, when we look at where the Albion was, this was the Dark Ages. This was the Dark Century. They didn't even know how to wipe their booty good. Y'all gotta understand what we're talking about now. So you got this Columbus he's got to convince Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand that this land existed so that they can give him money to sail over to these lands and explore to find this land that he said existed. Okay, well, now understand this. He's selling under Spain. He's selling under Spain. So even if he did get over there and find some territory, even if he had been a part of Morocco, which he wasn't, but let's say he was. Let's just say he was a part of Morocco. When he gets over to this land, he was selling under Spain. And by the way, Spain and the Moroccan Empire had been defunct. It was defeated. So by the time he got over there, anything that he found belonged to Spain, not Morocco, not the British, not nobody else, but it would belong to Spain because that's who paid him to go there. All right. But let's carry on. Even if he did find something, it would be Spain's territory and not Morocco, but he wasn't even under Morocco. He was a Christian. Okay, hold on. Let's carry on. Again, y'all look this up. Boabdil, that was the Sultan of Morocco at the time. Boabdil. All right, 1492, he was defeated. Now, anything, as we said, found in the territory by Columbus would belong to Spain because that's who he was selling under, and he was a Christian. He switched because he didn't want to get kicked out of Spain. Morocco came into the game. I say nothing in history. If you do, let me know. Send it over here. Let's talk about it. Let's dissect it. But in all of my research, Morocco comes into play in 1788. Why? Because there was a war between the United States of America and Britain. I want y'all to understand this. Y'all gonna have to take notes. When you have these United States, let's understand who was running the United States of America, because you've got your original people of the land. The original people of the land were a copper-colored people, such as myself. Copper-colored people, all right? And they had established a government already. You can find that under the Iroquois Confederacy. If you don't have it, go to UNARepublic.com/docs, DOCS, and you'll be able to find the Iroquois Confederacy. All right, so now they got the Iroquois Confederacy, and that is what the original people of the land were running off of. Then you've got a group of actually Britain comes in. Britain comes into the land in the 1500s, early 1600s, and they form several corporations, one of which is the Virginia Company. I want y'all to make note of that. That Virginia Company is going to be very big. The Virginia Company. All right, now, and they formed this in the 1500s, early 1600s. They were in here with me. Okay, now, what they did was they subjugated the original people of the land. What they said, they made contracts with them. And when I say subjugated, they made contracts with these original people, and they said, hey, we're going to give you some protection and some food or whatever the world they was trying to provide these original people in return for the land. Now, the people of the land were emphatic. And as a matter of fact, when you go to UNARepublic.com, you're going to find some treaties, a list of treaties, UNARepublic.com/docs, DOCS. The people of the land were emphatic about not giving ownership of the land up to foreigners. They were British people. When they went into treaty, the main thing about these land patents was, all right, we're going to pay taxes to Britain. We're going to become citizens of Britain, but the land must remain in the name of our people. All right, go now. I told you to go find those treaties. I listed several treaties that I read top to bottom myself, and I know what's in them. Go find those treaties, and you're going to see in all of those treaties that the original people of the land, they specifically, yes, we're going to pay taxes to Britain. We're going to do this. We're going to subjugate ourselves. We're going to be the colonists. All this crap about some pilgrims and some people coming over. The original colonists were the people of the land, and it's still in those land patents till this day. The land is still in those land patents till this day. But if you calling yourself something other than the name of the original people of the land, forget it. They did not call themselves Moors. They didn't call themselves all these other names that y'all call them, Black and African American and Williamson and John Ted and not even Go look it up. If you are calling yourself anything other than what the original people called themselves, then forget it. You're not in the world. No. You calling yourself by something else. You can't take claim because you don't know who you are. All right. So once again, when the original people made contracts with these British, they put the land in land patents, and it's in the land patents to this day. Now, this was going on again in the 1600s. Then another group of Moors came into the Americas. Listen. Y'all take notes. Another group of Moors came into the territory of the Americas. They were Moors. They were quote unquote elite Moors. If y'all look up this guy by the name of Uriel Bey, Uriel Bey, B-E-Y. He talks about these quote unquote Moors, and there's other people who talk about them, but he goes into some good detail. These elite Moors come into the Americas, and then they start forming another government. This is where they were creating what we know as counties today. Y'all take notes. You say I have an echo. Y'all like and share this. Y'all like and share. Share and like and love if you want. I appreciate it. Is anybody else getting an echo? Can you all hear me clearly? Amara says it's bad on her end.
I hear you okay.
Okay, is anybody else coming in? Okay, Don, you got me good? Thank you, UNA. All right, well, okay, so let me continue. As I said, let me get back to this. Your original people have made contracts, treaties, land patents with these British, and the land is still in their name till this day. And you need to go, like I said, for 1777. If they come after 1777, that's some garbage. Find the ones with 1600s with the Virginia Company. Watch out, watch that name now. All right, because now you got Britain or these other group of Moors that have come in, these elite Moors that have now established counties. What we know as counties today. So what does a county do? A county counts their car, their house, their children. It's counting all. It keeps a record. County keeps a record. And the county became the highest authority on land. the highest authority on land was the county, and it still is today. But remember, there's another government in here. It's called a state now. Virginia, what y'all know as Virginia Company. Virginia Company is the state of Virginia. What y'all know is the state of Virginia today. It's a company. All right. This British owned. It still is British owned, the state of. It's a British company. Y'all pay attention now, because I'm hitting you with this history, because what ends up happening is that the British have their colonies. Y'all know about the 13 colonies, Virginia, all the way down to Georgia. Those were companies. All right. And then you got these Moors over here with their what we call counties. These are two different governments. And so what ends up happening is that these Moors are not liking what Britain is doing. All right. Y'all can go read the Declaration of Independence. Please find the treachery that Britain was doing to the people in the land. When you understand what they're doing today, they were doing back then. It didn't change. And the Moors did not like it. These elite Moors over here, they did not like it. They had formed this thing called the United States of America, and they had started calling themselves Americans when they were not the true original people of the land. This is called identity. There were an original people here. These elite Moors came in, started developing these counties after these states and colonies had been started by Britain. What the difference between a state of something? Don't let me forget to answer that, speak on that, the difference between state republic and the state of. All right, so now you got these people, these two different governments in here, and you got the original people of the land. They ain't running none of this. They were supposed to stay out of the whole game. The original people were never supposed to be a part of the United States, or they weren't supposed to be a part of the United States. All right, but as we got more and more ignorant, oh yeah, people start they want, I want to be a part of the United States. I want to be able to vote. I want to be okay. I want to be able to pay some taxes. That's the United States corporation laws. All right, let me carry on, because I need y'all to understand this. The Moors are the ones who did that Declaration of Independence, because they wanted Britain out of the Moors. These elite Moors, they came in and they were saying, okay, you know what? We don't like what they're doing, so we're gonna separate from them. Now y'all gotta understand, these colonies here, the Moors saying we kicking you out to where you can't have these companies anymore. Yeah, that's gonna be a war. You mean tell me you gonna try to take my money away from me? I set these colonies up, and y'all gonna come in and take my money away from me. Y'all get this game now. These elite Moors were calling themselves Americans. They were very much separate from these other Moors that y'all know of in Morocco and Tunis and Algiers. And Constitution, the original Constitution in 1777, they made this decree that there be no royalty or any kind of that royalty blood mess in the presidency or the government of the United States of America. Y'all can find this when you go and look up the original Third Amendment. The original 13th Amendment made this specific decree. There will be no royalty. If you're a duchess, a king, and y'all notice I'm saying United States of America. This deals with all of North America. The United States of America deals with all of the land in North America. All right, so there was this decree, the 13th Amendment. And so first of all, from all these other Moroccan and Tunis, Algiers, all those other barbaric countries, or really companies. And then they were also separated from anything dealing with Britain and kind of, they were establishing another government whereby they're saying you have freedom of whatever your religion is. All right, y'all pay attention, because it's getting good. I'm ready to help y'all understand some stuff that went on. When they did this we're going to say 1775 until 1776. 1775. Actually, it was closer to 1778. But this was after there was a war that ensued between the United States of America and Britain, because Britain wanted control of its states. And the Moors of the United States of America were saying, nope, we want out. And that's what the war was about. Y'all go look it up. Because when you're talking about the Declaration of Independence, you're talking about the Constitution that's the original Constitution. Correct. So we're understanding that. There was a war. And y'all notice I'm talking about Japians, they were amalgamated beings. And when we're talking about the original people of the land, we're talking about some copper-colored people. And when we're talking about these Moors that came in, we're talking about some dark skin. I want y'all to understand this game, because we've been thinking the Albion came in here and messed something up, when really it's been melanated people fighting each other the whole time. Princes, I'm going to pause right there, because I'm ready to get deep into this and go. I'm going to list some things. And once again, go to UNARepublic.com /DOCS, docs. UNARepublic.com /docs. Princess?
Yes, Diva, yes. That's some deep, deep history right there. We are speaking live with Diva Laree from UNA. Morocco is not North America. North America is not Morocco. And given the historical facts that support that remark or that statement, that claim, that truth. We thank you, Diva, for coming out and taking time and sharing with us the degrees within degrees that you are sharing with us. To write it in, we'll answer you in a timely fashion. Also, like and share, or love and share. If you're really enjoying what you're hearing, love and share. We're on YouTube at UNARepublic's channel, speaking live with Diva Laree, and we're on.
Help us keep running smooth. All right, now, listen, I want to get back. I told y'all we got 3 different brown folks in the land fighting over the land. And I need y'all to understand this whole game, please. Y'all go and look this stuff up now. Where is Morocco? We got some Moors in here that are claiming to be Americans. We got some British people in here that is running roughshod over the original people. And then you got the original people in here, they trying to enslave Albions. Yeah, about what was going on with Morocco. Now, I'm gonna tell you, first of all, the reason why, this is why you don't see Morocco when you're doing your research. Morocco don't pop up when we talk about the history of U.S. until 1788. Why is that? I'm tell you why. Morocco was one Barbary states, barbaric states. These folks was not the Queen of Spain. Now, again, I say to you, in 1492, the Sultan Boabdil Ahmad al-Mansur pops up in the 1500s with the Queen of England. This is in the late 1500s. We're talking about 1500, 16. Let me go, because let me tell you something. Not only does he make deals with them, the Queen of England sends Mansur, the Sultan, the quote unquote Sultan of Morocco, which was defunct. But the Sultan of Morocco sends Mansur, his right-hand man. And they made all kind of deals with each other. Now, y'all pay attention, because now the Queen of England not only is making deals with Morocco and all of these other states, she done sent him her right-hand man. So now she has infiltrated his government. She has infiltrated, the Queen of England has infiltrated the government of Morocco, and this is in the late 1500s, early 1600s, really starting in the late 1500s. She had already gotten into him. I need y'all to pay attention to this, because y'all are not understanding infiltration. Y'all think it just started with the Moors. No, it went way back. We're talking about Morocco was really good at going and kidnapping folks and stealing people's ships and all kind of pirate-ish deeds. Well, they went into Britain and spanked the hell out of Morocco. This was in the 1400s. Morocco was trying to mess with Britain. Morocco was not, this in the 1400s, Morocco wasn't trying to mess with Britain. So Britain had, Morocco had a fear of Britain because Britain had already put a beating on them for stealing good with Morocco. And she does. She, of course, gives them money. Oh, we're going to make friends. And they go and make friends. Again, they had a treaty. Y'all go, Queen Elizabeth, in 1597, they had formed an alliance. A lot of the London companies were trading between London and sugar. They were trading sugar and something else, I forget. But they were trading, sugar was a big commodity. And Morocco and London, they were in a treaty together. All right? Treaty in 17, and then it was extended in 1728. So they had a 12-year treaty that they started in 1597. This is Britain and Morocco. Now, y'all got to understand something. What Britain did owns, y'all listen up. Britain owns the Barbary Company. Britain's Algiers, Tripoli, Montezuma, Morocco. That was this. And I want y'all to take notes. Of all of these companies that Britain owns, I want you to recognize the similarities of these companies to other things that we know today. All right. So Britain owned the Barbary Company, the African Company of Merchants, the Canada Company, the Company of Scotland, East India Company, French Company, African Company, South Africa Company, Sierra Leone Company, South Australia Company, Spanish Company, and all of these things that they owned. When the truth is, they are nothing more than companies, corporations, dead fictitious entities. Is anybody listening? These are all of the corporations that Britain owned, and today y'all know them as states and countries. Okay, let me carry on. And if anybody has any questions, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Again, I need to get back to this because we got to understand that Britain and Morocco are part of North America. And you got Britain that's getting kicked out. And when did this happen? In 1778. Britain got kicked out. Y'all need to pay attention to this part because this is when it gets juicy. All of it's juicy. But pay attention. 1778, Britain gets kicked out. United States of America, and there's still a lot of fighting amongst the people in the United States of America. They don't know who's who. Because you got these elite Moors pretending to be the original people. You got the original people who not happy because they've been being stepped on and mistreated. And then you got these elite Moors that are renaming the original people Black, African, colored, and Negro. Not respecting the fact that these are the original people. Oh, they in here. They kicking the butt of Britain. And they running over, roughshod over the people, not treating them. And so what ends up happening is, again, when Britain got kicked out, they called Morocco. This alliance up here. Morocco didn't come into the damn picture until Britain of North America or the United States of America anymore, and ability to do that. Before that, Morocco was not setting foot in Britain. Well, okay, well now Morocco wants to go in and into North America and start making claim. And that's what they did. They were seizing the ships of the United States of America. They were seizing ports. They was United States of America, the Moors, the elite Moors of the United States of America were bringing slaves in on these ships. The Moro slaves, any others that was on those ships, the Moroccans would sell it. Not gonna give you nothing. They just wreaked havoc on the whole economy of the United States of America. And so what happened, this is when the United States of America had to beg for a treaty. This is when right here. Y'all pay attention, because you're going to see all the treachery and the backstabbing. You're going to see all the infiltration going on. They don't bring this up. They don't bring this up. I'm ready to break it down. Listen. When this whole thing America had to, again, there's a lot of, so now not only do you have the British who were in here, they are amalgamated dark-skinned folks. Then you got these, the original people down here, they copper colored, and you got these dark-skinned, quote unquote, elite Moors. And then the Moroccans come in here. There's 4 groups of dark-skinned people fighting over the land. And y'all got to understand, these Moroccans were entering under the hat of Britain, working with Britain from the beginning. Y'all do your research. They were one of the Barbary companies. All right. So then they begged for this treaty of peace and friendship. Now, what y'all need to understand with this treaty of peace and friendship, it didn't have nothing to do with the land. It had everything to do with the people, where all that treaty was talking about. And y'all go read it, because some people didn't read the treaty. You let somebody tell you what the treaty said. It calls the people of North America Americans, and the people in Morocco Moors. It says in the top treaty, we are making this agreement with the Americans, meaning those of the United States or North America or the United States of America. And it calls their people Moors. And all it's saying is, listen, if our Moors come down to your place and they get in trouble or whatever, you agree to return the Moors unharmed back to Morocco so that we can deal with them on our way. And we're going to do the same for your people. If a United States citizen is found up here, we're going to send them back down there to you, and you take care of America. Is its territory? Nowhere. It wasn't. As a matter of fact, the whole document makes it clear that there's the United States of America territory, and then there's the Morocco territory. They weren't joined. They weren't talking about they joined. Morocco wasn't talking about we own this territory. No, that didn't happen. And because y'all ain't reading these things with comprehension. As a matter of fact, let me get to one of them. This Washington letter to George Washington's letter to Morocco. Y'all read it, because a lot of these Moors like to come at me and say, well, if you read, Paragon was claiming that Morocco owned the territory. Y'all got a territory that didn't belong to them. And they had really beat down the United States of America using their ships in their ports. All right, so now let's understand what happened. Because y'all gonna understand why some of these things that you all have heard, you didn't understand it. You're gonna understand what really happened and what really went down. All right. So Morocco, look, this is how we're gonna treat each other if something happens, but it never had anything to do with the land. And it couldn't have had anything to do with the land, because I need to get into the fact that there was no documents. I'm gonna get back into that, but let me go back into this, the George Washington's letter. Now, with this Judge Washington's letter to Morocco, they're talking about this 4th paragraph that says, and Morocco owns the territory. Listen up. I tell them, y'all need to go down, read down, go a little bit down further, and read down there where it says George Washington is saying to the Sultan, we want to thank you for helping us out with Colonel Proctor. Read down there where he's telling him, thank you for helping us with the Colonel Proctor situation. Now, you're the amount of the original people. I'm going to say this again. Colonel Proctor was known for killing Americans. Now, y'all want to be excited about, this Morocco and Morocco, still some teaming, because see, let me say somebody don't know. George Washington was not the first president. So I'm going to get into this, and y'all need to understand why. There were at least 6 presidents before George Washington, and they were all dark-skinned, melanated folks who called themselves. The Constitution was based on the Iroquois Confederacy, which comes from the original copper-colored people of the land. But here comes George Washington. And remember, I told you, when these elite Moors made the Constitution, you weren't supposed to be no royalty in the presidency. There wasn't supposed to be no royalty in the presidency. Direct descendant. He's a direct relative of Queen Elizabeth. And y'all remember, Queen Elizabeth was melanated at this time, all the way up into the mid-1800s. She was melanated. So y'all, they want to tell you George Washington was an Albion. No, he was amalgamated just like she was. So here comes, follow me. Y'all follow me. Because they had already infiltrated Morocco. This was already gone right here. Queen of England, had already sent her cronies over to Morocco, and that dude was Morocco, the Sultan's right-hand man. Ahmad al-Mansur had whatever family they had. So Morocco was already infiltrated. Cronies. They tell you in history this was the first president. No, he couldn't have been the first president because they started in 1777. It was a corporation. Anytime you have a corporation, and those of y'all who've incorporated anything, you better have a president, a vice president, a co-chair, a secretary, you better have all those things in order before you started. Otherwise, Washington in 1789, and it's been 13 years in between this time and ain't been no president. Get real. Somebody ain't telling you, Queen. So Washington and everybody down to Obama are related by blood. All of them. Y'all go look it up. Don't believe nothing I say now. Because we're just telling you the facts. And if it's real, if it's true, you're going to be able to go and find it yourself. I don't want to be, we gave me this. No, go find it yourself. And then if you find something different, come back and let's have a conversation. All right? Let me continue because this continues to get juicy. Y'all need to understand the States of America government. So now he's sending back a message to the Sultan, who's already partnered with England. And why is it that they're able to come up with a treaty of peace and friendship and these Barbary treaties, whereby these other elite Moors weren't able to do it? Well, he took over. Now Britain has its hands already in Morocco, in control of all of the. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to take a break. But again, when I talk about this whole thing, again, all of these different groups of dark-skinned people or melanated people in this land fighting, y'all better recognize. And one of Albion that started this mess. And I say we, everybody who's dark-skinned, because we all mix with everything, even Albion. So with that being said, when we're talking about being Morocco, first of all, y'all need to come up off of that because Morocco was infiltrated long before be a friend to no original people in the land known as the Americas. So when y'all, Morocco, this is Morocco, that's BS. Because can't nobody find out one contract nowhere where the original people said anything is going to revert back to the original people of the land. And I say to you, till this day, this land is in the name of the original people. Recognize this game that's going on and been played by those of y'all, just whatever you in, thinking, this Morocco, they said it sound good. Oh, these black till this day. And so I say to you, and a Moroccan land patent here in the Americas. Because that's when the original people were making their patents to the territory. And those patents came before the Constitution. And the Constitution grandfather, and then I'm gonna bring Princess, I'm gonna want you to reset for me. But let's talk about these Constitution and this Declaration of Independence and this this piece of law. When there is land, people of that land. When there is land, the only land, because those are the only ones who are sovereign in that land. And clear on this. Let me be clear on this, because when we're looking at the Declaration for the United States of America, of the United States of America, I challenge anybody, read them, and then you show me one name of an original people that signed any of those documents. If it is a legal document and the original people of that land is a legal dealing with the land, and the original people of that land didn't sign it, well, that's an invalid contract right there. That's a contract that has no validity in the land. This is just law I'm talking about. If I'm wrong, somebody point it out. Don't. But if you got something to back up anything that's going against what I'm saying, I want to hear it. I want to hear it, because we try to get this story straight. Let's fill in these gaps. It's enough of these lies. It's enough of the half truths. Let's put it all out there. We don't know who's who. You think, oh, they black and we against the white man. And y'all better get it together. It's a whole nother game. The Albion ain't the only ones that's been lying to you. And some of these Albions that are lying to you, they really not Albions.
That people perish. And when knowledge comes to us, rather than, or before we should refute it, we should definitely check it out. Look it up, do the research, come to know for yourself. If you heard something contrary tonight, remember, you should have your pen and papers handy, be taking notes, so that we want to thank Diva Laree. We want to thank everyone in the house for joining us here live on Facebook and .com, divalaree.com. That's DIVALYRI.com. And make a donation. Click the donation button and send your hearts away. We thank you for the donation. We thank you for your time and your mind and your energy. If you have any questions, go ahead and make them. Monica made a mention. I guess you're saying that was one of the Moors.
The president.
A melanated person before Washington.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's beautiful. A couple of sisters endowed with that knowledge. How about it? Again, like and share. Donate to Diva Laree.
Please, keep track of the questions, because I'm gonna try to understanding why this is not Morocco, and why people want to stop saying that, because there is somebody, again, everybody is fighting over the land, trying to take it from the original terms, because you're not understanding the infiltration of this game. And you think, oh, everybody who's dark skinned is for you. Well, guess again. And everybody who's light skinned is not against you. So I'm playing everybody. Ignorance, so you can see the whole game. And you can't do it when you're upset now. So I need to say this, because I get a lot of people that are, say to me, well, also, it's hilarious to me, because I have people to show me maps, and if I have a little dot, and it'll say Morocco or something close to Morocco, and just that's Morocco. It is a little dot way down, and it's like that the Moroccan presence, because you got a heavy presence, you got a heavy French presence, you got a heavy British presence. But what in the hell was getting their butt kicked by Britain? They wasn't helping establish the government. What the hell was Morocco? And so the thing is, y'all gotta understand and recognize this game, because Morocco, Britain, and they knew not to come into the town. So if this was so much of Morocco, where was Morocco all of these revolutionary wars, all of these times the original people were suffering, and y'all want to take up, we Moroccan, when they wasn't here for you. They was here to steal the land from you, like the Moors that wrote this United States of America group corp, and learn what the hell is really going on in history. Woosah. Now, let me say this as I get into this and understanding what really happened. It came into this game when the United States really took a stronghold. Understand, there's a difference between the United States of America and the United States. and the United States. The United States is a corporation existing in Washington, D.C. in a 10-mile by 10-mile square parcel of land. And that is the only place it exists, and that is the only place it has any authority or jurisdiction. But you have been tricked into believing that the United States corporation is the true government, when the true government is the federal government that always takes care of you behind the scenes, which is all it is a corporation. And again, Washington brought it in, but it was incorporated in 1871 with the Act of 1871. You'll look that up. In 1871, this is when the United States, U.S.A. and then it was incorporated. And this incorporated all of these countries and whatever other state in here. Those abbreviations were incorporated. Those became territories of the United States corporation. So that when you put those, by writing that on the mail. And so in recognizing that, Washington was the first crony to usher in that United States control. But the real problem was that the United States still, y'all need to recognize this. I talked about this earlier. The difference between the state of California and California Republic, state of Texas and Texas Republic. See, the Republic is where your God-given rights are protected at all costs. This ain't got nothing to do with no Democratic versus Republican Party. All that is garbage. That's political garbage. God-given rights. So when we're talking about Georgia Republic, Florida Republic, Texas Republic, all of that, those are, listen, every state is its own country. Y'all pay attention, take notes. What are you talking about, baby? All right. What does it take to be a country? A flag, a seal, a constitution, a landmass, and a bank. Flag, seal, constitution, landmass, and a bank. Every last one of the states have these: flag, seal, constitution, landmass, and a bank. They're all the states are countries. But when you start talking about state of something, you're talking about a corporation that's owned by Britain. But when you're talking about the republic, you're talking about a country that's owned by the people. We the people. That's the difference between the two. And so when you understand that and you recognize what the game is, then you can decide to recognize is these flags. Because I want to go back to the infiltration and the backstabbing. Let me go back to this. Because as I told you, there was this, and then you got George Washington, who's come in and infiltrated the United States of America government. He basically kicked all of these elite Moors out. That's what he ushered in. He ushered kicking the elite Moors out. Now, when that happened, and he comes in and he kicks the elite Moors out, he infiltrates the government to where now Britain can control it from the inside. Then you had Morocco still trying to hold on the outside. And what, now that these elite Moors were out of the way, because Britain had moved them out of the way, moved them out of government, then you got Morocco. They go in after Morocco. So y'all remember that song? From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Y'all get that? That was the United States. Not the United States of America now, because that was defunct. Now, the United States of America, all those boards that were in there, they were gone. This was the United States owned by Britain. Halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Who were the Barbary states? Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, Montezuma. They were bragging about how they had just down more. When George Washington was, I chopped down my father's cherry tree. Well, what did that mean? That was called for. Hey, I have removed the Moroccan flag. I have removed the Moroccan flag. Y'all didn't understand the treachery? See, Morocco comes in here trying to steal the land from the original people, and they get rolled over by Britain. They came in an alliance with Britain, and then their own people rolled them over. Are y'all following this infiltration? It's still going on to this day. United States flag. Notice I said United States. This ain't a United States of America flag. And they're flying their flags, which is a maritime product of the sea. And anything of the sea can't own land anyway. But you got these Moors flying their flag, this Moroccan flag, Moors and Moroccans flying this Moroccan flag next to this American flag. They're telling you there's African, Negro and nigger and everything had enough to call themselves, taking all the dumb names that they shouldn't be taking. Minority and everything else. African American. Meanwhile, the British still over here trying to take the. Meanwhile, these Moroccans over here trying to infiltrate, take land. They want you to say things because you say it out of your mouth. You have made a contract ignorantly, saying, "Oh, this is Morocco," and you're not realizing the fact that them was the same people trying to steal the land from you. You giving it back to them. See, this is why. Let me tell y'all something. Oh, y'all talking about some reparations. You don't need no reparations because you don't know who you are. All you're going to do is turn around and give it back to them. If you had the land, if you had inheritance to the terminals, because you don't know what to do with it. That's right. I said it. We get to the point where we're knowledgeable and we're not doing that ignorance anymore. Oh, we get it. But right now, we ain't, as a whole, we're not ready for no reparations, which is, here you go. Here's millions of billions of trillions of dollars that we owe you. All right, take it. You know what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna turn around my brothers over here. And y'all think this they're your people. Them the same ones that sold you out already. Them the same ones, whether they be from Africa or Morocco or Montezuma or Tunis or Britain, they already sold you out. You're still not getting this game. The content of the character. All right. Let me go on just a little bit more. Almost done. And y'all like and share and love this. Love this because I am hola. All right, so now as we get into this, and I'm wrapping it up, and I'm asking questions that I had written down here. All right, so Morocco was taken. Okay, now I need to get into this. What happened with Morocco? Because I have people to tell me about. There's a difference between Morocco of antiquity and Morocco of today. All right, let's talk about the difference. When we're talking about Morocco of antiquity, 700s, 800s, 900s on up. And they had control of North Africa, Spain, Portugal, and a lot of other countries at that time. Now, they were defeated. Like I said, in 1492, they were on their way down. 1492, they were on their way down. So what ends up happening is, after Queen Elizabeth had teamed up in 1500s, they had started to rebuild, but they still weren't full like they were before 1492, where they had all of the what was left of Morocco. They took it over. And so in 1952, that's when the new incorporated Morocco came about. But by the time it came about, that Morocco that we know of today, that's just a state of what the original Moroccan Empire was. And the people who were running it, they're not even the same people. It's a whole different people. So again, y'all want to say, but here, if you're calling yourself Moor and patents on those treaties, then you don't have any claim to any land here. All right. So now, Princess, I'm going to let you reset, and I'm going to take some questions from anybody who has them. Princess.
Facebook page. I got to go back. There was a few comments that came in. We want to thank everybody. Thank you all for joining us live tonight with Eva LaRee at UNA University. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube with Eva LaRee. You guys like what you hear? I know there's some comments in here. Let's see. That's what I was trying to go to, the comments. And so I was on Facebook and YouTube, but not at the same time, but at the same time. Okay. The British in Morocco, their flag, they took and claimed research. And then Alvin Hanson came in and agreed with her. And Tadcox, he was late. He asked, what about the Virginia? I'd already broken that down. So Tadcox has to get that on the replay. And that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. And again, thanks everybody for participating. If you have any further comments, our own country. Why we are in a state, in fact, our own country. That's Clay Casey. So I'm going to give it back to you, Diva, and let you go ahead and answer that question for him.
The state, in fact. Ask the question again. I don't know if I understand it. All right. Takon says the United States of America is a joint organization, i.e. the United States of Morocco. Christian and Muslim joint corporation, United States of America. All right, Takon. So now Takon is saying it was America is a joint organization. The United hold on, doggone it. Hold on. United States, he says, can you read that for me? Because I lost it.
I'm trying to find it.
This was by Takon. Takon says the United States is a...
I'm not seeing it. Got to know the enemy. What about Virginia company? Let me go check the computer screen.
It's on Facebook.
Company. Let's see. Clint said he apologized.
We can hear your thing.
Oh, let me hit me. It didn't come up on the phone. But.
United States of America, a joint organization. Can you? All right. The Christian and Muslim joint. Can you? This is take on what we don't do. What we like to do is make sure we do some research on it. Can you show me something where Morocco had any kind of... These were a group of quote unquote elite Moors. They weren't trying to be tied to Morocco, Tunis, Algiers, Britain, or nobody else. I don't know where they came from, but they don't claim Moroccan. Now they do have so then when you say it's a joint thing between Morocco and the United States, well, what is the United States Corporation, which is British owned? Again, because let's make it clear. And when we say Christian and Muslim, the United States originally, the United States of America rather, was originally, again, the Constitution comes from Moors, those elite Moors who supposedly wrote that or were part of writing that Constitution. They were of a Muslim background. But there was no faith. As a matter of fact, it was about non-religion. That's what the whole Constitution was about. It wasn't supposed to be no Christian. But the United States of America has everything to the United States of America. And when you're talking about, whether or not this is a religious state or whatever, because you got to understand that, again, by those quote unquote Moors, but that there's a different constitution that came when George Washington came in 1778. And that constitution is called the Constitution of the United States. Not all of y'all know today, but the original constitution was the Constitution for the United States of America. And that thing, once again, look up that original 13th Amendment. The original 13th, up until Obama, just people who was related to the Queen. All right, you see any more questions, Princess?
Oh, hold it. Let me get back to you. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Let me see.
Amara said.
Okay, good.
Amara says.
Okay. So what has he says? So what has Black people done worse? As it came just after the United States of America being a joint organization with the Christian and Muslim.
And he says, "What? Okay,
what has Black people done for us?"
See, that'd be somebody who I want you to bring on. See if he wants to come on, so I can get an understanding of what he's talking about, because what his writing is not clear. Okay. That red flag with the green took and claimed research. You say the red flag with the green star wasn't they. I don't know who they and theirs are. So what has the Black people done for us? Who is us, Con? That's what I want to know. And again, I say to you, if you don't come in here with your emotions and your religious views. That way we can all learn and grow. Because if you're just coming at me with your emotions, you're gonna get chopped down like that cherry tree. All right, let's see.
It's in the house, but
say what now?
I messaged him. I'll let you know if he's coming on. I sent him a message. I'll let you.
I just want to make sure I got everything. Amara said something I want to get back to. Amara, thank you for joining us. Alvin, thank you for joining us. Let me see who else. And what do you want to know about let me see. That real flag with, okay. The United States of America is okay, that's take on. And one second, let me get, because let me see. So to be clear, all these, let me get you to mute people. Can I get you to mute? All these people that have claimed nationality as a Moor without knowing who they really are. Okay, thank you, Amara. Here's the deal. Getting to this. There is a list. If you go to UNARepublic.com/, took place between the original people of the land and Britain before the 1777. And I encourage you to not just go read find something different than what I have found. And I know that there are land patents here, and now I only have 13 up there, but they are in the names of the original people of the land. And if it's why they're trying to keep you saying stuff like, oh, this is Morocco. As soon as you say that, what you said is, yeah, I turned my land over to Morocco, who was trying to steal your land in the first place. Those of y'all who really are of the original people of this land. You got to recognize who you are and understand this game, because Morocco was always paired with Britain and still is today. So if you are ignorantly going around saying that, watch yourself, do some research. I said it and I meant it. This is not Morocco. North America is not Morocco. The Americas is not Morocco. And y'all better recognize, because the ancestors ain't appreciating none of this land, you don't have no land here. We had any other questions, Princess?
No. What worse, just asked a question. But before that, Amara said that was a surprise to her. Fred says, greetings first. Yes, greetings. She said the red flag with the green star is a Turkish flag. And then she said, what source would you recommend for more information on the fact that autos are not one in the same? The treaties, right?
The treaties are banned. And then you go and look up the Moorish names. Then you see, listen to me. I need to tell y'all, because y'all be talking about these plantation names, Johnson and Jones and Harris and Davis and all these. Those are more names. Those have a plantation name, Prince
Williams.
And I mean, trace those names in their history. So when we talk about all these plantations, those belong to Moors. But when you just start looking up the treaties, and then you start going into some of these other things that I've spoken about, all of these companies that Britain used to own, and I'm going to name them again. Y'all go read them. African Company of Merchants, Canada, as in Canada, that y'all know of today, that's up above North, that's a part of Britain. Y'all know now of its seats in countries. India Company, French Company, as in France, Hudson Bay Company, Massachusetts Bay Company, New Zealand Company, Providence Island Company, South Australia Company, Spanish Company, Virginia Company. They are all, these are the same corporations. They're the same corporations that you know of today as states and countries. When you go look them up, just look up their history. And Morocco, once again, going back to that Morocco, look up this title. Let me find it. Let me know if you have any other questions that come up so that y'all can look this stuff up. One second. Those treaties will tell you what, there's so many. There was so many different families here. One second. But yeah, there's so many different families here. That I mean, you know, I was trying to find the name of this alliance between the Moroccans and the British, and I want to find that. Do you have any other questions to come up? The Anglo-Moroccan Alliance. Look that up. When you look up the Anglo-Morocco Alliance, that's going to give you more.
Anglo-Morocco Alliance.
Anglo-Moroccan Alliance. That's going to give you more insight into what's going on. And so, you know, again, and thank you, Warsat, for wanting to do your research. Look up the Act of 1871. This is the biggest thing that people don't do. Please just read the Declaration, the Constitution itself. Read it. Read, because they want to tell you that document had to do with land. Oh, it's 50 years, and then, oh yeah, there is a treaty now. There is. But that treaty only deals with the people, not the land of the Americas. That nothing in that treaty is where Morocco is claiming ownership of the Americas. Nowhere in it, nowhere. As a matter of fact, to that effect, in both of them, neither one of them claim territory. They make it clear that the North America is its own territory and that Morocco is its own territory. And all that treaty is about is making sure that the people of Morocco are treated a certain way, and the people in America, the American citizens that are in Morocco, are treated a certain way and returned if something happens. That's it. It's got nothing to do with anybody claiming the territory of the Americas. Nothing. Y'all read it. And then if you find something different, come back. Let's have an informed discussion. Were you able to get in touch with Taker and see if we can bring him on, since he's asking about what the Black people done for us?
No, he hasn't responded. Americas, or do you have to be copper colored or at least amalgamated? If yes, then will that be researched for family origins?
All right. Now, when we're talking about, you know, color or what have you, as I say all the time, we all mix with everything, really. It is about where you're putting your allegiance. Now, so part of me don't want to go into this, but it's about what you call yourself. What are you calling yourself? That I'm gonna leave it like that. What are you calling yourself? And again, if you are colored and you're calling yourself something other than the name of the original people, then you are not in honor with the original people. You can't. It's like these are contracts. These lands are. These land patents are contracts. So you can't just walk in and be like, "Well, I'm a Williamson Moore," and then think you're gonna get in on them. You don't even know the name.
I said that's pretty heavy.
So
that's pretty heavy.
Do you have anything you want to add, sis? You want to recap us or reset?
What you're saying is, if we're not able to trace our ancestral roots, we can go to the treaties and find our family's names, our original family's names. Also, what I understand you're saying is, we can't use it in our originality here in the Americas. We have to use the names of those tribes.
Yeah.
I asked, we'd have to find our names in those treaties.
Yeah, the family name, the name of the clans. See, they want to be like, oh, they had tribes over here. No, they had clans. That's where the Ku Klux Klan comes from, that name clan, because that's what the people here, clans. And there was always a woman at the head of the clans.
Okay.
And yeah, you can find that when you read the Iroquois Confederacy. Read that in its entirety. Read how the fact that, you know, if a man couldn't own land. One way a man could own land is if he came through the woman. Even when we start talking about county, because of the counties, they, you know, the clerk holds a whole lot of power. What a lot of people don't understand or recognize. Now you got men all in the position. That's not how it was originally. And so, you know, again, that's because there was a certain amount of power that came with being to start that. So, you know, this is, again, I love my brother so that we've been lied to, and we don't have any excuse anymore. Now we can go and research this information. I put a lot of it out there. If you find something different or that contradicts any, as I said to you, and I emphatically say, and I say it loud and I say it proud, this is America's, is not Morocco, and at no time did it ever belong to Morocco. And you and anybody, or that the original people signed the land over to Morocco, please show it, because the people of Morocco, the people of Britain, Tunis, Algiers, Tripoli, are not the same people as the original people of the land, period. All right. I want to thank you all for joining me. We're ready to get out of here. And again, y'all do your research. Do your research. You're not supposed to believe anything I say. Like and share this. If you found any information in here, all of this information starts coming together. We need to watch what we're calling ourselves, watch the words that we're speaking, because we're constantly speaking contracts that give up our inheritance to those who are not for us. Stop thinking that just because somebody is dark-skinned, they are for you. Stop thinking that just because somebody is light-skinned, that they are against you. Learn how to, by the content of the character, do your research, and you will be able to join us. I'm Diva. Thank you, Princess, for joining us.
Most welcome. Thank you for sharing these degrees. I'm going to go back and look. I have the Iroquois Treaty. I need to look at it.
Excellent.
So, and again, and reread the Constitution. We read it for school. You know, we read it to satisfy a grade, but we didn't read it to fully understand it. So it's okay to go back and look back at these documents and to come into the know and a better vision of what is really free. Many of you already with us know that. And for those who are new to the audience, yes, we do have classes in the UNA University. And currently we have Back to Basics. We have Trust Basics for Business, Trust Law Basics for Business. And that puts you on the square as a business owner, teaches you how to put your affairs under trust to protect your assets. Anyone who maybe you don't like just that, set up your business, protect your assets, protect your family and your children under trust, under our rightful claim as the copper colored people of the Americas, stepping into that note. Reach out to Dee. We'll help you out from there. Either way, we got you. Everybody that did join us, I want to thank you so much for your time, your space of mind, your energy, your input. Thanks for sharing the degrees. Yes, Janice McClinton says, thanks for the input, reading up on this. Same here, raise my hand, you guys. It's some powerful information and good to know and great to study. We really, really, really have. So we want to thank you again for joining us. I'm going to give it back over to Diva. If there's anything else or another degree that you wish to bless us with, we'll wait to hear that. Otherwise, we want to say thank you.
All right, thank you, Princess, and thank you all. Thank you, Princess. Thank you all for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. Share this info, but now you all can help with that. All right. If you find some information, I'm not here saying, oh, I know everything and I'm right. And I'm saying this is what my research said. That Diva didn't make this up. I didn't make any of this up. As a matter of fact, all of that I've said, you can go and research for yourself. Now, so that it's an informed kind of conversation without emotions, without religions, without none of that. Just what are the facts? That's all I'm about. What are the facts? And so if we get to that point where we just want to know what the facts, then everybody can come to their own truth and you can decide how you want to.
Satan.
Princess.
What?